Vinny, listen to me. I am so tired of your excuses. And your family does not matter to me. I will skin you alive in front of them. If I don't get my bells this week, I burn your house down with you inside of it. Okay? I've got to go, Vinny. I've got someone else.
Oh, hey, Tom, Mr. Nook, I came here to talk about my loan payment.
Yeah, the accountants told me something that it had to be a mistake, right? They said that your bells didn't come in, but I told them that you were way smarter than that and you would never not pay me back.
Well, that's what I want to talk about is I wasn't able to pay this week because, I sell oranges. The product's just not moving as fast as I thought it would.
Is that my problem?
Well, no, it's mine. No offense, sir. It's definitely mine, but I need another week to get the money from the oranges. Once the products ship.
Did I not fly you out here and give you a tent and build you a house and build you an expansion room? Loan's a serious promise that you made me that you're going to pay me back.
And it was all super generous, and I really thank you for giving me this opportunity, but I just need another week to sell my oranges.
Sure, I can give you another week, but I'm going to need something from you. What hand do you pick oranges with?
Oh, well, I'm left-handed, so I pick them with my left hand.
I want you to break his right hand.
Wait, what? No! Hey everyone, how's it going? Delrith here, bringing you another rapid fire review, this time for the game Animal Crossing New Horizons. New Horizons is an upbeat life simulation style game developed and published by Nintendo for the Nintendo Switch. Before I get started, however, I'd like to make the first call out of this sort I've ever done, because this was a community-based game and I wanted to get more involved with the Angry Army community as a whole. Anyone who is a fan of my rapid fires or a fan of anything I put up on the channel, I'm asking you to do me a favor. Head over to my Twitter at AJSADelrith. It'll be in the description, and give me a follow. I'm looking to involve the YouTube audience a lot more in the daily Twitch streams and anything that's community based, and this is the best way to make it happen. So thanks. Now then, I know it's shocking that I'd be interested in a game like this, given the fact that it's released as the same day as Doom. But I gotta be honest, I was looking forward to it for quite some time and genuinely interested in playing a game that's focused around a stress-free life with absolutely no urges to do anything outside of your own pace. It was a nice thought. A game that didn't breathe down your back every few moments or urge you to do anything specific, really just letting you do what you wanted and progressing when you felt for it. For anyone who doesn't really know what Animal Crossing is and requires a simple summary, it's a game where, well, you're pretty much forced into indentured servitude, through debt, to a greedy evil raccoon named Tom Nook, who requires you to help build up a town, usually an island, and constantly charges you for every little thing you do.
Where's my money? You gonna give me my money? Where's my money, man? Where's the money?
But I guess this doesn't matter because it's all arbitrary and at 0% interest, so you can just procrastinate and fish as long as you want and nobody cares. It's a customization game where you build and work up a town, but you're in constant debt the whole time. Along the way, you'll invite a ton of different people to live in your community, usually other animals, develop and decorate in any way you want, and do all sorts of activities like fishing and gardening and exploration, and it's designed not to be done in one sitting, or rather not even 100 sittings, or really rather never at all. What I mean by this is that Animal Crossing is one of those games that is intentionally time-gated to limit your play per day and is designed to take weeks, if not months, to progress to what I call the end goal of the game, which is a few events I won't spoil. Time in Animal Crossing progresses at a 1-to-1 rate as it does in the real world, meaning that when people tell you this will be done tomorrow, it will actually be done tomorrow. If they say a week, it means a week, and they don't give you any way to skip this in-game, So you're in for an extremely long haul when it comes to people moving in, buildings getting completed, and resources refreshing on your island. Luckily, however, there is a way around this through the way of the Time Lord, and you can change the system time settings and turn off online sync, which allows you to accelerate days forward if you're not willing to put the game down after an hour or two and simply wait till the next day to keep progressing. And thank God for that. I actually got to review it in its full capacity. All right. Chat, this is what has to happen. All right, it's April now, chat. So on to graphics, and what would I say about New Horizons in this regard? Well, it's entirely charming and maintains the Nintendo-esque look of the previous Animal Crossings, really keeping the style and aesthetic of those titles in the franchise. Everything is bright and vibrant and generally cheery, and each and every little thing you can build or put down has quite a bit of detail behind it. Character design and character reactions are all spot on and even better than the previous titles, with there being a wide variety of different emotes and all of them constantly being used during conversations with the various NPCs. The voices, although consisting of a made-up language, are all different and unique enough that they didn't bother me, and honestly they just added to the world as a whole and the theme they were going for. Layouts of buildings, decoration options, UI, and pretty much everything I can think of are all pleasing, and I wouldn't say any of it is low quality, especially given the limitations of the Switch, so I gotta give props to Nintendo in the graphics department of Animal Crossing. I just love the charm of it all and enjoy constantly seeing new things, and the sheer amount of stuff, or whatever, you name it, is just absolutely mind-blowing. There's really a focus on player creativity with the graphic designer and customization in that sense too. You can make your own designs, logos, custom stuff for furniture, etc. And it can be applied to pretty much everything like clothes and wallpaper and housing, you name it. On top of all this, the game runs perfectly well with absolutely no slowdowns, lag, crashes, or anything of the sort, and I consistently got stable FPS even when we had the maximum number of people in a match running around, or well, on the island running around and doing all sorts of things simultaneously. Story, if you can even say AC Horizons has a story, is that Tom Nook has created an uninhabited island paradise getaway that you can sign up for that will take you to an unpopulated location and allow you to live free from all your other worries. Most of the story revolves around you building infrastructure, decorating, and doing small mini-quests for Tom, with the overall plot just being to develop and make everything better and prettier in whatever way you want to. There's no bad guys, no twists, no turns, or anything of the sort, and that's alright, as this game is designed for the absolute casual of casual players, and because of that, it doesn't require anything fancy. It's hilarious how Tom's character, though, is designed in New Horizons, even more greedy than previous titles, to the point where he pretty much just uses you for slave labor and doesn't ever really reward you in kind. There were multiple points where I just laughed at how ridiculous it was. A great example of this is when he charged me 200,000 bells for a house and then asked me to build 3 houses of the same value, each valued at 200k, and didn't even bother to reduce my debt in the process. This happens over and over again, and pretty much becomes a running joke, with every time you pay him off resulting in him immediately offering to put you back into debt at even more ridiculous rates, with it seeming to double or triple every time he offers to do the construction for you. Yeah, let me just pay off my loan, you know? Let me just pay it off. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's Tom Nook. Whatever, man. Come here, Tom. I have a business proposition for you. Further credit, Tom. You don't say. For another room that you've somehow charged me $2 million for. One room, second story on my home. Heavy construction fees. Talk about a loan of $1.24 million. Yeah, sure, Tom. Why not? You know, I've got some money laying around. We can talk about it, Tom. Tom, you fucking crook. This is why I don't feel guilty about selling illegal goods on your market. 'Cause you're a goddamn swindler, Tom. Isabel's hot though. Hey Isabel, how's it going? Like I said, upgrading your house is important, and it's the primary way to progress the game, so debt simulator. Paying off that debt isn't so bad though, as everything you do in Animal Crossing can be profitable in some way, shape, or form. Resource gathering in New Horizons is super simple, with tools being crafted at various crafting benches, through recipes given to you by Tom, quest progression, randomly in the world, or through NPC conversations, with various tiers of tools having different durability. Tools include things like the bug net, axe, shovel, and vaulting pole, you know, to get across rivers, oh, and the ladder to climb, and so on and so forth. Having all these tools allows you to do things like gather wood from trees, mine rocks, dig up fossils, catch bugs, and all that junk, and aiding you to get the required materials to build all sorts of things. When I said earlier that there are a lot of things to craft and a lot of furniture options, I'm not kidding. You'll definitely need to trade with people and invite people to your game through multiplayer, which I'll talk about in a moment, just to get your hands on a lot of the various objects and furniture styles that you can get, and then rebuy them through terminals if you want more, just to make sure it doesn't take years for you to get what you want. As an added bonus, you can further tweak all the crafted furniture and whatnot with colors and styles later on, so hey, even more to customize. I do really like the Nook terminal system and all the little added things that come with upgrades. The ability to rebuy things that you've already had previously, as I mentioned, is great. They get delivered through the mail, and the constantly rotating shops are pleasant for getting anything else you need immediately. You also earn a lot of Nook miles, which have their own shop, through doing various activities each day and completing milestones, and the stuff you get is pretty rad, including things like inventory space when you need it. Oh yeah, and as far as extra shops go, you do get access to a tailor with a few returning characters I won't spoil, and a general store on top of the Nook terminal store, and all these things refresh each day with their own mechanics, and they're all fun, so hey. Anyway, I could go on and on and on about all the stuff that most people are familiar with Animal Crossing, but I really want to get into talking about the game as a generalized sense, and start talking about the things that disappointed me. First off, I feel like a lot of the systems we've seen already. It's been 5 or more years since a full proper Animal Crossing like New Leaf, which was the last game, came out. And really, this feels like excessively lateral, so let me explain. I wanted to see major strides on the town dwellers and friendship system of Animal Crossing. There really weren't any. A good example of what I, as well as a lot of other people, were hoping for would be like a quest system from different people in the town each day, requiring you to do tasks and maybe go with them to collect certain things. Anything like this, just to make them like you more. This would have been dynamic. There's systems like this in previous games, and really weird not to see them in this one. I guess there's so much missed potential in that regard. There's also the matter of multiplayer, which I mentioned earlier, and although you can live on the same island with people in local co-op, like on the same Switch, and that's very well implemented, online multiplayer is just a total disappointment. You can have up to 8 people on your island at once, but each one requires a load screen whenever they load in and whenever they leave. This locks everyone into a 1 minute or more load screen depending on the person's internet, and there's been times where I was actually locked loading for 10 minutes or more with multiple people joining. This gets frustrating really fast, and I don't know why they didn't make just the person joining be the only one with the load screen, but it's not very good. There's a load screen when people leave, by the way. Just so you know. Oh, we're done? Oh, hey, okay, cool. Oh, shit. Hey, how's it going, everyone? Oh, fuck, god damn it. Couple that with the fact that you're incapable of going on island explorations to other places with those connected people, or really able to do much at all, and you've got even more disappointment. Sure, they can interact, play instruments, trade and drop stuff, and even mine your resources if you give them friend permissions, but there's almost nothing to do with them, and you can't really work together to improve your island, which is really the whole point of the game. The next point is that I genuinely found myself running out of things to do each day, if I didn't time skip, very, very quickly. Some days, if I chopped my entire massive orchard, fished, and did every little thing that I could, I'd get about an hour and a half out of the content, and then just be expected to wait until tomorrow to keep playing. Remember, that hour and a half was if I did everything I could at the time. There were some days where just no events happened, and I didn't need excess resources, and I was just waiting on time to progress to build things and waiting for people to move in. Those days were exceptionally bad, with content being like 30 minutes to an hour max, unless you count the endless fishing, but again, like, why? And I'm simply just referring to the progression-based activities or activities with purpose. I guess what I'm trying to say is that this feels like the bare minimum in a lot of ways, as other games with the Nintendo licenses have made massive strides, like Breath of the Wild, Mario Maker, Smash, etc., and Animal Crossing just feels like it's stuck in a rut. Granted, there are no fish in this area, but it's about the experience, right, chat? It's about the experience. Couple that with the fact that the game was delayed around half a year, and I really wonder if there were major development issues. It just feels like it's held back, and I genuinely wonder why they didn't bother to go further or do more and just improve the entire design of Animal Crossing as a whole. I think this series really could just be much better than it is, and I think it has an absolute massive amount of potential. I wanted it to be more than what we got, and Animal Crossing fans from previous games, you'll know exactly what I'm saying. Sure, it's a great game that I could pick up for an hour a day, do some chores, and then put down, but I really wanted more to do each day and more personal connections with the people living with me, but I didn't get it, and overall it just let me down. And yes, I do know about the terraforming stuff you get later on with the island designer, and it's alright, but not the meat of the game that I wanted and hoped for, you know? In the end, I don't think New Horizons is a bad game. I don't think it's a great game either. I definitely think it could have been much better than it is, and I really right now don't think it's worth the $60 price tag. $40 for sure, but $60 given the game's design and lack of innovation, I gotta say no for anyone who wasn't a fan of the series previously. Metacritic currently sits at a 60%, and to me that's nuts given that it's a Nintendo release of a beloved franchise. The final score I'm going to give Animal Crossing New Horizons myself is a 6 out of 10. It's an above average game that suffers from a lack of innovation and has lateral design compared to previous titles, and I really do hope that DLC updates will add more in the future and just improve on the core designs that needed more attention. Anyway, that's going to be it for this rapid fire review. If you'd like to do me a solid and hit that like button and subscribe, and if you're already subscribed, ring the bell to get new notifications on videos in the future. Until the next video, this is Delrith, and I'll be seeing ya.